All right, let's talk about one of the most sought after exclusive neighborhoods in Charleston, South of Broad. If you've ever dreamed of owning a home with deep history, stunning architectural details, and one of the most walkable, charming places in the United States, well, then this is a good video. But here's the thing. Owning here is not just about buying a house, it's about buying into and becoming a part of history. And by the end of this video, you're going to be very familiar with South of Broad in Charleston. You'll know the borders, you'll see firsthand some of the hidden streets that make it so quaint and explorable, and we'll even meet up with a friend of mine to get a few nuggets on the history of Charleston. Tommy, can you say hi?
Hey Nat, hey everybody, I'm Tommy Dew. I've been a licensed tour guide in downtown Charleston for 30 years, and I'm going to show you a few things today about the city and what I believe makes it so special.
Thank you. And before we get into the history, the lifestyle, and why this is one of the most desirable places to live, let's take a quick look at the geography of South of Broad, because where you buy within this neighborhood can make a big difference. So as the name suggests, South of Broad is literally everything south of Broad Street. Downtown Charleston is a peninsula, and Broad Street cuts across the whole tip. So let's start with the west side. This is the Ashley River, and you can see the city marina there, and periodically large yachts come in to what's called the Super Dock. David Geffen of Geffen Records brought the largest one that I have seen about 2 years ago. Now, last year, one of the largest sailboats in the world came through as well. So it's kind of cool to see these mega yachts pull into Charleston. Okay, so let's sweep down Broad Street. And as you can see, we are cutting across the city. And everything to the right-hand side here is the neighborhood known as South of Broad. Now we're coming up on the Four Corners of Law. This is St. Michael's Church on the right-hand side. The mayor's office here is on the left. And there are approximately 25 streets south of Broad. And as we fly over, this is the Cooper River here toward the end. Now let's loop around. And as we fly over, it's important to know that within this small part of historic Charleston, there are many distinct areas that have their own feel right within South of Broad. For example, if you're looking for the grandest homes with direct waterfront views, well then you'll want to be right along the Battery here, which is Murray Boulevard and East Bay Street. And this is where you'll find iconic antebellum mansions with open-air piazzas facing the water. And if you're planning on coming to Charleston, even if it's for a quick look to see if it's something you're interested in, you should absolutely take a walking tour with Tommy Dew. There is so much that's happened here in Charleston. In fact, this beautiful Battery here, it's been the site of the most fought-over piece of land in the United States. Tommy?
We're down at the Battery on Charleston Harbor where the Ashley and the Cooper Rivers come together. That's what forms downtown Charleston, which is about a 5 square mile area. As Nat said, this is the most fought over place in the United States. The Spanish fleet, the French fleet, Blackbeard the pirate, British fleet, the Federal fleet. There were 63 Confederate batteries or forts on this harbor complex. They're not going to let it fall. It was the second largest harbor in the South at that time after New Orleans. Essentially, if you control this harbor, you control the southeast coast. So the term battery does make sense. It indicates batteries of guns.
Thank you. And if you want a little more privacy and charm, you might prefer the inner streets. So think Legree Street, Church Street, or Trad. Let's take a closer look at Church. There's quite a bit of mystery to our history, and let me show you what I mean. So see these houses here? Again, we're on Church Street, and these were all built in 1900, these 4 houses, these Charleston singles. So how could these new construction homes of 1900 have existed amongst these really old properties? These homes were actually a warehouse, and in 1863 to 1865, the North bombed Charleston significantly, and they took out this warehouse and produced this new construction opportunity in the 1900s, early 1900s, 1903 to 1905. Let's also take a look at Trad Street. It runs parallel to Broad, and a nice breeze-filled walk from the Ashley Riverside to the East Bay side will lead you past countless garden window boxes and glimpses into beautifully manicured gardens behind wrought iron fences. And Trad Street ends here at East Bay, and beyond that is the Waterfront Park. Let's take a quick look. It's a beautiful place. Okay, as you can probably start to feel, South of Broad isn't just a neighborhood, it's an experience, and this is where you'll find the grandest homes in Charleston, some dating back to the 1700s. So think Federal, Georgian, and Greek Revival architecture, and each home has its own story. And this is the kind of place where people walk their dogs past cobblestone streets, under 100-year-old oak trees. This is an amazing little alleyway, and basically just converse with the neighbors. And the neighbors, well, there are people from all walks of life. Now, there are many benefits and hidden places to know about South of Broad, like Goat Sheep Cow here on Church. It's one of my wife and my favorite places to grab a sandwich. They're fresh made daily. They only make a certain amount, so go early if you can. They do run out. And you can also order charcuterie boards, and really that's a great option if you're planning on doing some entertaining. So if you're having a cocktail party, get one of their charcuterie boards. They're great. You have to order a day ahead. And if you're up for a 5-star meal, well, there are really too many places to list downtown, but a few standouts are Fig, which won the James Beard Award in 2018 for outstanding wine and other beverages. And then there's also Husk, which was voted the best new restaurant in 2011. It's an old Victorian-style house. And the original kitchen house, it serves as a patio area and a bar. It's an amazing experience. And there's also slightly north of Broad, which is an eclectic Lowcountry bistro located on East Bay Street. South of Broad also offers easy access to local culture. In fact, there's an art walk that happens 4 times a year in March, May, October, and December, and it includes roughly 32 different galleries. They serve wine and cheese, and it's a nice way to get out and see the neighbors. All right, let's talk numbers, because while South of Broad is beautiful, it's also one of the strongest real estate investments in Charleston. Homes here start in the low millions and can go well over 10 million for a waterfront estate on the Battery. And here's why that matters. This neighborhood has some of the most stable home values in the country. There's no new construction, no high rises, no mass development. And when you buy here, you're buying into something that historically, excuse the pun, has always been in demand. So like I said, there are people from all walks of life here. A lot of the homes, they've been in the same families for generations, but we're also seeing a mix of CEOs, entrepreneurs, retirees, and those who just want historic, classic Charleston, the kind of neighborhood where history and luxury go hand in hand. Now, if you're curious about what's available in South of Broad, I make it super easy to find listings on my website. So just go to natwallen.com. And from the homepage, click search and then find downtown Charleston. And then here's a link to everything for sale currently South of Broad. And if you see something you love, just reach out. I can set up a private showing, or if you're across the country or over in Europe, we can set up a virtual FaceTime showing and I'll give you a personal tour that way. Many of my customers have questions about historic renovations, lock and leave properties, and what streets the horse carriages tour along daily, or even just what are the best hidden alleys and side streets to know about. There's a link in the description to schedule a call with me or shoot me a text. Here's my number. And if you love Charleston as much as I do, make sure to click the YouTube subscribe button. I've got more neighborhood tours coming your way. If knowing Charleston is important to you, you don't want to miss them. In fact, here's another one in the Charleston video tour playlist. Just take a look if you have time, and thank you for watching.